Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for this brand new episode of Inspiring Our World. This is our last episode of 2022, and we're going into 2023 with a lot of excitement and enthusiasm at Nikken. I'm going to have three very special guests on today, so you're going to be riveted, I know. And my very first guest is a brand new friend of mine, Ale. And let me tell you a little about Ale first before we get going here. Alejandra Tsutsumi is relatively new at Nikken, and her title at Nikken is Business Development and Innovation Manager. She's born in Canada, and her shortened name is Ale, so let's call her Ale from here on out. So Ale was brought up in Mexico with Japanese grandparents. Her life was diverse since day one, and she is a marketing passionista. I love that word. With more than 20 years of experience in international business, sales strategies, and leading strong brands such as 3M, Kraft Foods, and many more. Ale is also a Six Sigma certified black belt in sales and marketing processes to improve ROI and budget efficiency. Who knew there was a black belt in that? I love it. So welcome, Ale. Thank you so much for joining me for this first segment of our last episode of the year. You and I have had some very interesting conversations, very inspiring. I love where you're coming from. I love your background and your knowledge, and absolutely love you. And I think Nikken's very, very, very lucky to have you on board.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you very much. First of all, I'm really honored to be invited to talk to you. I mean, it's always a pleasure. You're light, you shine, and every time I talk to you, I get this extra energy for the day. So I'm really appreciate you invited me to talk to you and to have a conversation.
I love it. Well, thanks for saying that. I love it. Well, it must be the red. I'm wearing the red. I don't know.
No. You're always, whatever I see you is light. I mean, the smile and this projection, and you really inspire me.
I love that. Thank you for saying that. Well, it's a two-way thing. And, one of the areas that we talked about a lot is trends and projections. Yeah. And I love this. I love business. I love marketing, of course. And that's why one of the reasons I love Nikken. I love a lot of things about Nikken, but of course I love the products, and of course I love the humans being more, but I do love business. And I love the idea of being in a growth industry. And I'd really enjoy it if you will share with us some of your knowledge that you've found about the movement forward, the growth of network marketing, of wellness, and where Nikken sits with that.
It's amazing. It's gonna be, there's a lot of things to do. We have like two worlds. First one is the wellness market, and the other part is the industry, the direct sales industry. And Nikken is right in the sweet spot in the middle. And it's amazing because, for example, the wellness market globally, it's $4 trillion industry. 4 trillion. Just in the United States, it's 1.3, the wellness market. Then you have the direct sales industry, which is $43 billion in USA. And right in the middle is Nikken. So when you come these worlds together, you still have this big opportunity there. And both are growing in a 6.6% compounded annual growth rate. So it's amazing. It's growth there. And wellness, after the pandemic, it got even more important because people started prioritizing more their health and preventing and prepare to whatever comes. So it's very interesting. The wellness market, I'm impressed on how big it is and all that it integrates, right? So
You said a lot in here. I mean, first of all, I know it's hard for any of us to wrap our heads around trillions of dollars, even billions of dollars. So you mentioned 4 trillion there early on. And I'm like, wow, I don't even know that anyone has the capacity to really understand how big that is. But it is huge. And I think it's also interesting that after this last couple of years with the whole pandemic, people have really understood they have to take control of their own health. So I remember during it thinking, this is such a great challenge. It's quite traumatic for everyone on the planet, but there's an opportunity here. And I guess as an entrepreneur, I always like, where is the opportunity out of crisis? And so, yeah.
It's great because the opportunity comes from both sides. And luckily, Nikken is there, right? For example, for the wellness part, people are more conscious on wellness. Almost 1 out of 2 people, or 50% of people, now are proactively making choices to improve their lives, to be healthier, to be fitter, to eat better, to sleep better. So half of the people are already doing that. Then you have like a 30% of people who might do it because they get ill or necessity. But the important part is that more people are into wellness.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic gave us a lot of good things. Good things. Another part from the direct sales is people don't want to go back to work to the offices. They got used to be at home, I don't want to go back. So they started looking of additional sources or additional ways to earn money or income to their household. And that's where network marketing gets the win, let's say, because we are offering that. We can offer them their lifestyle they want, the lifestyle they already got used to, working from home at their own pace, at their own time. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I think it is funny that many of us have worked from home for many years. We've always loved that. And now for many others to see how great it is to work from home, that you can take your dog for a walk in the middle of the day, they take care of your kids and all. It's so wonderful. It's so flexible. And so now they're really looking for how can they do that. It's perfect for us, Ale. I mean, gosh.
It's the perfect time to be at network marketing with Nick.
Yes.
It's the perfect time because it's wellness and it's direct sales. And also, talking about wellness, it's impressive. All the things, for example, I'll just take one element out of the whole wellness world, which is sleep. Did you know that 1 out of 3 Americans doesn't sleep well?
Wow.
So you have they are not sleeping well. They have, when you don't have enough sleep, you have some productivity issues, you have health issues. There's a lot around when you don't get enough sleep.
Yes.
And that industry or that market, it's $30-40 billion.
30-40 billion?
Just the sleep.
Wow.
It's amazing because and people are looking for ways to build to convert the bedroom into a sanctuary, right?
Yes.
You need to work and that has to do with your mattress, your blanket, the ambience, the curtains, the air, the light. Everything around sleep is how do you create that environment to sleep better.
Yes.
Then you also have a lot of sleep trackers. There are even sleep coaches. Did you know that there are people that are sleep coaches and help you with your routine so you have better sleep? So it's an amazing industry. Amazing. A lot of money is under the mattress, let's say.
Oh, I love that, under the Kinko fit, under our Kinko Naturist fit. I love that because we excel in sleep. I mean, we excel in the whole wellness home and daytime products as well, but the sleep part, and we do sleep a third of our lives, 8 hours a night about out of 24.
Yeah, so that's the number one concern, just after health. Number one concern, of course, is health.
Yes.
But the second one is sleep. So people are waking up and realizing that sleep is something that has to be tackled and something that has to be worked around. So I mean, we do have so many beautiful products that are perfect, right? To create this bedroom sanctuary or bedroom space where you can just have a better rest.
Yes, I love this. I'm all about the sanctuary. When people come to my home, they always say it feels like a sanctuary in your home. And I'm big about that, especially my bedroom. So you're right. Yeah, I think it's so important to have that tranquility. So we have the air in there, and we have our glass of water beside the bed. That's our Primac water. And of course, the whole sleep package.
The whole sleep system. So it's like, wow. I heard this phrase and I loved it. It's work hard, play hard, and sleep hard.
Yeah, exactly. And that's so much better than what people used to say, which is, oh, I didn't get any sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. And I was always thinking, well, you'll be dead sooner than you think if you don't sleep, because it is critical for health. Yeah.
Totally. I mean, it's very important. So, and even companies are getting concerned because there's a lot of impact on the productivity part. They have a lot of absenteeism, or people that are kind of not very productive because they're not getting enough sleep. Right. So, and that was just a small portion of the whole wellness.
Wow.
I mean, we can talk about every one of the categories that form wellness. So
we have a few more minutes. Mention a couple of the others you found. I mean, obviously nutrition is a big one, I'm sure.
Nutrition is a very important, and as you know, we're coming out from the pandemic.
Yes.
One of the most important concerns is about immunity. For example, yes. People are worried about building their own immune system.
Yes.
And they're thinking on more natural products. They prefer natural than effective. So if you come here with a solution which is maybe effective but not natural, they might choose, 40% of them might choose natural. Wow. Even if it takes more time.
I love this because I'm a great believer in natural since I was a kid. So this is really lovely to hear that the world is waking up in their awareness to what it takes to be healthy and to have vibrancy and to be happy, because when we're healthy, it's more likely we're going to be a lot happier too.
Yeah, and it comes from inside out, from the mind, the body. It's a complete holistic, right? Holistic concept. It's not just being fitter or right. It's a lot of things. So yes. It's very interesting the nutrition part, for example. And another interesting data that I got is most or out of the, let's say, wellness purchases, specifically in nutrition, the autoships or the people who are on a wellness subscription had a 50% growth.
Really? So they want their monthly supplements, their monthly nutritional support, and they're going for that. That's great, because that is a very important part of our business, of course. Yes.
Yeah, and they don't want to think about it. They just, this works for me. I need immunity. I need whatever the supplement they have, and they choose to have this wellness subscription, so they every month they get what they need to feel better. Because remember, I told you that they prefer natural than effective, and they also aware that it needs time, or it takes time, right? You have to keep up having your nutritional to feel better.
That's right. Every day. I mean, every week I parcel out all my Nikken in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. Everybody else does too. I know who you're listening and you're saying, yeah, I do that too. Yeah. It's super important. So this is a great trend that's happening for Nikken consultants to leverage. And I think as entrepreneurs, we always like to know, like, what is our edge? what's the marketplace that we're playing in, and what part does each individual, what part do you want? What part of this growth do you want?
And one more good thing about Nikken and the network marketing into the wellness market is that it's a trusted source. You recommend products to people who you know, right? It works for me, and so I recommend them, and it works for them. And that is a very important factor when they decide about the wellness products that they're going to be consuming. So, network marketing is trust, right?
Yes.
Generating this community where everybody can share their benefits and the good experience.
Absolutely. Word of mouth advertising is all based on trust. And it's so powerful when it happens, because then when you as my friend get great results that I suggest you may get, then you're going to tell also 5 other people, go talk to Julie, because she's, that's how it goes, right? So it's this amazing ripple effect that can occur with word of mouth.
And it's not somebody in TV or somebody that I don't know, or even an influencer, there's a lot of influencers in social media, and it's okay, but it's somebody that I know, that I am related, or I there's a relation, somebody that I trust that is recommending this product. So that is very important. So I said it's the right time to be where we are.
I love this, Ali. I love this. We're not going to recommend things to our close friends that we don't think work. Because we're putting our own credibility on the line when we do that. And that's, really important, especially long-term friendship. Well, any friendship, any connection, really. You want them to know that they can trust you. So The Speed of Trust is a wonderful book that was written, and it talks about when there is trust, everything moves fast. So that is really key. Yeah. And I felt this trust with you, I will say, when I first heard you speak and you were, showing these, and I was just like, she knows her stuff. I really trust her and I like her. So it was that thing. And one thing I just have to say before we wrap up is just, I love it that you have known our wonderful CEO and president, Luis Kasuga, since you were a teenager, right?
Yes, I met him. I'm not going to say, so many years ago we met, and we've been friends since.
I love that, because we all love him and we trust him as our intrepid leader to lead the ship in the right direction. And I just think that's wonderful that you've had that long of a friendship. It's really terrific.
And I have a little anecdote on that if you want me to share it.
Do it.
When I first met him, we were in this, it was like a social thing among the Japanese community in Mexico.
Yes.
And there were some people coming from different countries which were also Japanese descent.
Yes.
And so everybody was there, and we were eating tacos. So some of the foreigners, or not Mexicans, did not know how to eat tacos, right?
Yes.
So I was right next to Luis, and he was like seeing what he wanted to eat. But I didn't know, it was my first time I saw him, right? So I was saying, hey, I'll teach you how to eat a taco. So you get the tortilla and you put the meat, and I gave him a whole explanation on how to eat a taco.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and tells me, I am Mexican. Because I didn't know him. I thought he was like from Peru or from somewhere else. So that's why I was trying to teach him how to eat a taco. And that's my first time with Luis.
I love it. That is a great story. Well, obviously it didn't put him off you at all, because you became his friend, so he wasn't offended. He probably thought it was really funny, really sweet, actually, like really sweet. This lady's trying to teach you, or this girl, because you were teenagers, right?
Yeah, this girl's trying to teach me how to eat a taco.
I love it. Thanks for sharing that. And Ali, I think we're so blessed to have you with Nikken. I'm so happy you're here with us. You are a fount of information, and it's beautiful. And I know your heart is with us as well, which of course is super important with all of our Nikken family, our community. Our hearts are in the best place to serve humanity through what we do. And we have a big job ahead of us, and it's a great job ahead of us. And let's capitalize on all that growth going on out there. So thank you so much for your wisdom and
Thank you, Julie. It was a pleasure talking to you and being here. I'm honored. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We're honored to have you. Absolutely. All right. Thanks so much. Hey, Mike DiMuccio. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm excited. We have this final episode of Inspiring Our World at the end of 2022, and we're going to be moving into 2023. Lots of good things are happening with Nikken, and I'd love us to talk about some of them. I know we can't cover everything, but we can cover some key points. One of the key points I love is the new updates to the compensation plan, and I'd love us to talk about that because I love business just like you do.
Me too. Okay, great. Excellent. Thanks for having me, and hello to everyone listening. The compensation plan updates, I know it's the starting of some changes that you're going to see, but they're very, very critical in this January 1st launch. First of all, the senior rank, a new rank. An interim rank between 0 and executive means just a smaller stepping stone, smaller bite sizes, smaller steps toward our objectives, which when we're looking at our Nikken business, there's the direct sales side of our business, the sales of products and so forth. We have a great plan for that. We've got great compensation for that, especially for our premier products, such as the waterfall. Multiples of that, you can earn a performance bonus. However, we're not talking about the direct sales side. What needs souping up is the network marketing side. That is predicated on people getting excited about achievement, moving forward. And so to create a few more stepping stones is the key to feeling the movement and then duplicating that, which is critical if we're going to build a team, a downline. The fact that we now have to do these advancements in rank inside a calendar month, and the ones I'm talking about, of course, are all of them leading up to silver, that is a huge, huge shift. I know that feeling, you know that feeling, because when we were operating within a calendar month, creating achievements and rank advancements within a calendar month, we all exploded. Our businesses exploded. I wasn't one who was terribly in favor of increasing the time it takes to get something done, because quite frankly, what do? We take as much time as we have allotted, right? And that is not good for momentum, and momentum is critical for network marketing. So we now have a slipstream, a simpler path for people to get started, to get onboarded, and start taking those baby steps. For the new person, for the upline sponsoring the new person, it sets smaller measurable targets. So for instance, senior 500 PGB. I mean, someone should be able to do that in the first day, if they're purchasing, their products to get started, certainly within the first week. So we have now a recognizable movement forward, which has its corresponding correspondence, the benefits of the 5% rebate and override. And so now they're in a position to profit from somebody they enroll immediately. But the key here is what you incentivize and recognize multiplies. So sooner than later is better. Achieving sooner than later, recognizing sooner than later, all of these things help propel our business into momentum. And that's what I love about this new rank, is it puts somebody in a position very quickly in the process.
Just before you go on, I really love adding this in. A part is because studying athletics a lot, incremental gains are critical to improving the entire game, to improving performance. And so every little step counts. And if you have too big a step in your own mind, it's like having too big a hurdle. So adding this in, I love it. It puts more money in people's pockets faster, as they can achieve that senior rank very, very effortlessly. And I just feel like it creates a very smooth, fast off ramp, basically, to get going for senior and then executive and silver. So I feel really good about this shift right here.
Yeah, it's a recognition in the compensation plan, creates focus on the advancement in the compensation plan. And then the next target would be executive. So they're within earshot of executive, especially if they're doing it early on in the month. So executive 1,500 points. You could just start today, buy a pack, for instance, you're senior, help 2 other people buy a pack before the end of the month, you're an executive. So now your focus is on the acceleration of others. That's the key to network marketing. It can't be about the volume I create for me. It's got to be about how I help others achieve. That's what network marketing is, and that's what this does earlier in the stage. So it sets a tone for somebody new in the business to help people advance. And when they experience that advancement, they feel good. People tend to do more of what makes them feel good.
Yes.
And so now we start multiplying that. Silver within a month's time. Again, now that requires a little bit of thought, a focal point, a campaign, if you will. And we experienced this. I was helping people achieve silver in their first week because it was a campaign.
Yeah.
It wasn't a thing that just happened over a 3-month span of time that we didn't even pay attention to. It was something you had to focus to create more focus, more urgency, which creates all the ranks going forward. So silver is our most important position, I think, in the compensation plan.
Yes.
It's the place where you make the most of everything. If it's retailing, sponsoring, whatever, you maximize your earnings.
Yes.
So helping achieve that silver rank is critical. But what I love about the changes to silver is there was a variable. Depending on the volume you did in a month, once you're a silver, you could either get 15% in the way of overrides and rebates or 20%. That depended on how much volume you did in your PGV, whether you hit your 1,500 point qualifier. Well, now that's gone. It's an automatic 20%. My friends, that's a 25% increase in pay for the silvers right off the bat for any volume you do. So if you're a silver right now, you should be jumping up and down. That's exciting because we've just put 25% more money in your pocket, and that goes towards overrides. So huge.
Yes.
No longer is there a 4,000 over organizational volume requirement for you to earn your 6%.
I love
on
that.
your downline. So if you're a silver with silver or silvers in your team, now it's just that 1,500 PGV, not 1,500 and 4,000 OV.
Yes,
so
yes,
there's no and.
Shift. I know.
That's huge.
I really am thrilled about this. I'm so happy for everybody.
This is great news. And then there's another thing they added. There's the silver bypass. Most people don't even know what that is. But let's say you're an executive and you happen to sponsor a Julie Tara who's just going to go like a rocket ship to the moon. And Julie hits all the requirements for silver, and you're just trying to figure it out. You're an executive and you got a Julie Tara who just went silver. Where does that leave you? Well, if you don't have the OV requirements, that leaves you in the dust in the back. And what would have happened is the silver would have moved up to the upline. You would recapture them if you did the silver the following month.
Yes.
Well, what if the stress of that was gone?
Yes.
What if you get a Julie Tara and you're super happy that Julie Tara beat you to silver? Because you don't lose Julie Tara. You just leverage the fact that she just went silver, and it helps you propel your business forward. And she's always going to be on your team. So that stress gone. That's huge.
I love this. I mean, ever since we've both been involved, that's always been in place, that bypass. But now it's just so beautiful because it just relieves that possible stress that somebody could create. So yeah, I would hate to lose a Mike DiMuccio in my downline.
All the roadblocks, they're just taking away the roadblocks. They're creating a smoother path, more duplicatable, more recognizable, easier to explain.
Yes.
And the fact, again, like it's in a month, I mean, that's huge.
I love it. I love this focus on a month too, because having studied flow state, which I'm fascinated by, with flow state, you need a challenge that's just a little bit of a challenge for you, but it forces you into this focus position. And this focus, this ultimate, like being fully present and being fully focused on what you're up to, is what then accelerates success. Yeah. And so having that within a month helps people to really galvanize their focus in the way that's actually, because the cool thing about flow state is that that's when we feel the happiest. We're always like, it's going to be a little scary or whatever, but actually it's when we are the most joyful, the happiest is when we're completely focused, doing the thing we've chosen to do and accomplishing. So I feel like this is going to bring a lot more joy that people won't even expect to experience into their life by having that 1 month. And yeah, I just feel like all these changes are very, very important for people to experience more. I can do this. This is fun. Oh, I make more money. This is all great. And that is compelling when you're sharing with others.
Let me speak to the consultant who's maybe new to Nikken and who said, man, it took me 3 months to go silver. I'm going to say something, and I want you to think about what I'm going to say. It did not take you 3 months. It took you probably a couple of weeks from the moment you made a decision you were going silver. You maybe experimented for the month or two and started seeing some volume happening, and your sponsor said, hey, let's go for silver. But the truth of the matter is, silver is a decision. And whether you decide to do it in 3 months, 2 months, or 1 month, it's a decision, because you're going to formulate your plan based on whatever decision you're making. And my experience has been, when we had the 1 month silver, I used to challenge myself as to whether or not I could help somebody get to silver in their first week.
Yes.
Now, you might think, how are you going to do that? Well, guess what? I did it so often that I started to challenge myself as to whether I could help somebody get to gold in their first month. And guess what? I helped them do that. And then, if that wasn't enough, I was crazy enough to actually imagine the possibility of getting somebody to platinum in their first month. And I did that 3 times. So I know it's a decision. And the newest person on your team, well, they don't know there used to be a 3-month runway. It makes no difference to them whatsoever.
Right.
It's what it is.
Yep.
Whatever it is what they do.
Yep. Yeah. This is a really great point. So, well, what do you feel personally for yourself ending 2022 now and moving into 2023? I think this is a great time for us to dream and vision and really decide where we want to go. What do you think?
Julie, this was the time of year that I got started in Nikken.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll be celebrating my 31st anniversary in a couple weeks.
Wow.
So I joined Nikken mid-December, and I spent the last 2 weeks of December not only preparing for the holidays, but preparing for the launch of my business come January, because Nikken was official in Canada starting January 2nd, 1992. So I figured, well, I have 2 weeks to ramp up. And so I spent that time literally pulling together a team with the understanding that Nikken is going to launch in January. Well, we are going to launch. We're reintroducing a compensation plan, a concept. We're reintroducing Nikken to the marketplace with new circumstances, new products, new compensation plan. So why not start January 1st or January 2nd if you want, launching Nikken, a new Nikken, your new team. So I had a call last night with my Quebec team, and they've already pre-planned an event for January 21. So I said, guys, the time to start promoting that event is right now.
Yes.
Because if you start promoting that event right now for January 21, what do you think is going to happen in the next 2 weeks, in the first 3 weeks of January? I said, we need to get tickets printed immediately and start promoting that event immediately.
Yes.
Because what will happen is they will go into January with momentum, not sitting and waiting for January like I did. And that January 1992 set in motion the events that have led to this moment in time in my life and the lifestyle that I've been living. Because I didn't waste time thinking about it, I decided that January was going to be our launch window, and I had 2 weeks to prep. Right now, you guys got 4 weeks to prep for it. That means start dropping the seeds. People know January's coming around, celebration event, make it a special event. My goodness, they're going to do that in Quebec. It's going to be so amazing. It's going to be a first-class event, and they're going to promote it as a first-class event, and people are going to come because people want to be treated first class. And
yeah,
it's a
so
first-class business.
I love it. And that's when you have events like that, you can really imagine being already a new gold, a new platinum, or new silver, whatever your next rank is. at that event. So that's something to galvanize everybody now. So that's really, really smart. I know we've all done that in our businesses in the past. I just think we're going to have an enormously effective, beautiful 2023. I'm really excited about it. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. And everybody out there, dream, vision, and plan. Plan your success. All right. Thanks so much, Mike. Pleasure to be with you.
My
Happy
pleasure. Thank you.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Hey, everyone. Well, here is the third part of our very important last podcast of 2022. And I'm totally thrilled that I get to be with one of my bestest of friends in Nikken, Susan Carver, Royal Diamond. She is like a heart sister for me. I adore her. We all do. We're all blessed to have her in Nikken as an amazing leader. She has an incredible business. And thank you, Susan, so much for taking this time with us to wrap up 2022, to talk about 2023, and what do we do to kind of set ourselves up best for a new year. That's what I'd love us to chat about right now. So you're in your beautiful Florida home. It looks amazing. And you look amazing.
It's a little warm out here, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all.
Great. Well, thanks for taking your time out of your busy schedule. I know you work super hard, and I know you were recently down in South America. I saw the pictures on Facebook. I was super excited to see you having such a good time with your team there.
Yeah,
How was that?
It was fun. It's called a diamond training. They do it from time to time in South America. And so we all met up there and kind of just celebrate, like what you're talking about. What did we do? What did we do that was positive in 2022? And then what can we do to make 2023, an even more pleasurable, enjoyable, profitable experience? And so that's where we were all getting together.
I love that. Now you have a lot of diamonds and others down there, platinums and so forth. So how was it being with them? How do you help them orient?
So, we all have different styles of doing the business. I think probably the best way to describe mine is probably a cross between a feminine and a masculine style, because I can be that coach that's kind of driving and not calling people out, but just kind of like, really, okay, well, more of accountability or type of thing. And then there's the softer side of loving the team and supporting them and not quitting on them and being kind and gentle. But I know the ones that I can kind of go up to and challenge them, and they respond. One of the ladies that was there was a platinum for quite a while in the business. And so probably about 5 years ago, I challenged her, and I asked her when her diamond date was. And she looked at me like, I'm busy working. I'm working on my team. And she really downplayed the importance of having a date on which you want to accomplish something. Like, we all have goals, right? So if you want to lose a particular amount of weight, you could say, I want to lose 10 pounds. Well, do you want to do that in 10 years, or do you want to do that in 10 months or 6 weeks? Or it's important to put some kind of time on it. And so when I looked at her, she was just kind of not irritated, but she couldn't understand the value of what I was sharing with her. And so I asked her again for the date, and she just picked her birthday. This is a true story. She just went up and picked her birthday. I think it was August or September 23rd, just a random month and time, a date. And I she was just kind of trying to okay, Susan, whatever, here's a date for you. And by God, if she did not go diamond on the day before her birthday, and she's now a believer in that, and she now shares that with her group. So the importance is your first of all, something, Julie, let me stop for just a second. One of the things in goal setting that I never knew about until I got involved in Nikken and got around some of the other successful leaders was the fact that a lot of times we'll set goals, but we don't set the reward for reaching that goal. So the mind is a wonderful, wonderful thing, but it likes to be rewarded. And so if you're going to put out that kind of effort and focus for a certain amount of time, it wants to know, so what's my cookie? What's my prize for this dedication? And so that's one of the things that I think that we don't do enough. So for instance, Nikken has allowed me to create nice residual income. I built it many, many, many years and I'm still enjoying it. But one of the things that I did is I set a goal for myself in 2021. And I said that my reward, excuse me, for that goal was going to be a new Can-Am Spyder. That's one of those 3 wheels where there's 2 wheels in the front and 1 in the back. And I've always wanted one. Yeah. So I said, well, if I go ahead and achieve this particular goal, I'm going to go get me a Can-Am Spyder. Of course, knew they're $28,000. So I was trying to be smart and let, someone else. So anyway, long story short, about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I went down to Sarasota, Florida, found a man that was selling a 1-year-old one and, gave him a cashier's check and brought it back. But that was my reward for all of the work that I had done the last 2 years. And by me keeping that little carrot in front of me, it's just now I'm ready to set another goal. So with this particular lady, again, when you're setting goals, number one, you want to have a date. You want to have a date. And a lot of times people don't want a date on there because they don't want to feel like they failed. Guys, failure to me, not that I have the definition on it, but my failure that I've always used is not trying, not even attempting anything. To me is a form of failure. So by putting a date on it, it makes you kind of sit up tall. And I did this when I was making a run from Diamond up to Royal, which was quite a big difference, as you know.
Yes.
And so I set the goal for 2011, and my date came, and it went. And it didn't discourage me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to set the goal. So it's on or before. This is the format that you can borrow if you want to. It's on or before December 31st, 2011. And I'm so excited and grateful to be a new World Diamond in Nikken. And that didn't work out. 2011 came and went. Did I feel a little blue? Yes. But I immediately reloaded my thought process and my mindset. And I wrote out a new card on, a day or two after New Year's. And I'm like, okay, here we go again. It's on or before December 31st of 2012. And I'm so happy and delighted to be a new World Diamond in Nikken. So that year came and went. But boy, my income went up $30,000 in that year just by getting in there and doing that.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
right.
not really, if you raise a little over $2,000 a month for the entire year. And then, so that didn't happen. And so I reset it for 2013. It's on or before December 31st. So excited.
Good for you. Yes.
And I put the last order in for Royal Diamond at 6 p.m. It was about a $300 order, and went Royal Diamond. And so that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of things that all of us need to be doing that. And then turning to our team. So when I was at this event, I went up to people that I know that are secure. I wasn't going to upset anyone or whatever. And I challenged them. And I said to the same woman, when she was a platinum that went diamond, I said, so when's your Royal Diamond day? And this time she had a whole different reaction. She goes, oh, I'll be Royal Diamond on or before. I mean, she had already trained herself.
Yes.
So once you set that goal, you have your goal of what you want to accomplish. Then in Nikken, what you have to do then is go to your team leaders and then ask them for each of their goal. Once you, excuse me, declare what yours is. So there's a sense of boldness,
Yes.
Anyone who knows Julie Tara, she's very bold, right? But you have to have that. So you set your vision, and then you ask your people in your Nikken community and on your team, will you be part of this? And you look at that and you say, okay, for me to become, let's pick, let's say you're a gold distributor and you want to be platinum this year, this coming year. Then what is that? Well, that's basically $1,000 a day. You have to create a business that's doing $1,000 a day for 30 days in a month, right?
Yes.
In the right period. And so if you're looking and you're averaging $13,000 a month as a gold, there's another 15 to 17 to 18 that you're going to have to create. And then by looking at your group and saying, would that silver like to advance to gold, and would that gold like to advance to platinum? So that's what that woman is doing with World Diamond. And I was on a call actually last night for 2 hours with her team of, not her team, but one of her leaders' teams, doing exactly what I'm sharing with you. We had 42 people on the call for 2 hours, and it was very sweet. Lucero, who's up in Ohio, she said, I don't think anyone blinked or went to the bathroom because everybody was very much focused on what they needed to do to make their 2023 even more enjoyable, to help more people and to raise their income. And so that's really some of the things that I'm doing. But again, it starts, ladies and gentlemen, with you deciding what you're doing, because some of the little tidbits that we learn in this business is the speed of the leader is the speed of the group.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're just wandering around hoping platinum's going to happen with your averaging 12,000 a month in volume as a gold, you're going to spend a lot of years just kind of wavering. And until I started setting those goals in 2011, in 2012, in 2013, that's when the magic happened, because my team wanted to see me achieve it, but they also felt like, hey, we're moving as a group, and that's so powerful.
There's nothing like it. And it's what's coming to my mind is it's so much about co-creation and so much about agreement between people, and so much about accountability to oneself first and foremost, and to the team.
I love that.
Accountable
That's exactly
to the team.
what it is.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's the synergy and so when we're all human, and we're like kind of slack a little bit, you're like, wait a minute, I committed to go silver. I committed to go gold.
Yes.
To the group and to myself, and I need to make sure that I do that. So those are some of the things you can do. Is number one, decide where you're going in 2023. Write down the goal. I also have some of my leaders printed out and put it in the mirror on their bathroom. So every morning they're looking at it and they're saying it out loud. And you'll feel silly in the beginning, I promise you. I used to go in my car and say, it's on or before, December 31st, 2011. I'm so excited. It's like I'm talking to myself out loud, and it's a little funny, but I promise you, if you put that up in your bathroom, and as you're putting on, you're getting ready for the day, and you start saying it out loud, it won't be so funny anymore. All of a sudden your voice will change.
Yes.
And start to feel coming up here. You're like, yes. Yeah. And it's like this little start of a tiny snowball. And then when you share that kind of vision with your group, then that's when the magic happens.
Absolutely. I think it's the beauty of learning how to manifest your destiny. Really manifest your destiny, which is ultimately what Nikken is teaching us. Is we're so powerful. We're so able to co-create with the universe, co-create with each other. And that when we do that and we focus in every day on the creative acts of that day, and where we're led and what we're switched on, it's a whole different thing. And you can always tell when somebody has that goal in front of them and they know they're going to they're claiming it every day in the invisible realm, and then they're manifesting it, we know, you can tell, you can see it in their eyes, you can tell in their voice, you know they're going to get it, you know they're going to get it. And those that don't set that goal and have that boldness, you can also tell the difference there. You say, yeah, I hear you say it, but it's not ringing real. It's not ringing true. It's not in your cells. It's not in your heart and soul and will. It's all of it, isn't it? It's the mind, it's the heart, it's the will, it's everything.
Yeah. I mean, those 3 years of building, 2 years, excuse me, that 2 years of focus has paid off for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and grew my team, and they saw me achieve that. And then shortly thereafter, people like, well, if she broke the ceiling and went royal, then I need to too. And so that's what's so fun about it. But it's just a few little key ingredients you need to have. And if you have those key ingredients, you're in the car talking to yourself, you're looking at it on your bathroom mirror, your goals written out. I'm so happy and excited. It's got the date, it's got the emotion, it's specific. Then and excuse me, then it all just kind of comes together. But then you have to share it with your group.
Yes. It really takes courage. I love this word bold. You know, it takes boldness.
You're bold, and anyone who steps out in Nikken, because we're not the norm, get the job, go to school, get the training, work for somebody. We're not the norm. So the boldness really helps us when we're out there building.
Yes. Yes. I love it. I love it. I hope you all really heard this and set your goals, create a new life cycle plan, maybe, put it on your mirror. Like Susan is saying, this is powerful. Speak it. Feel the emotion of excitement that you've achieved it already in the moment. You collapse time and space, and then you work every day toward that, and it will come. It will come in its right time. Divine right action in divine right time. I'm all about it. Susan, thank you so much. This is a fantastic way to end the year. I hope that you have a stellar 2023. I know I will. I have set my goals for next year already, and I'm still also working on even deeper levels of that. And I wish for all of you out there a fantastic new year, an amazing 2023. Thanks for joining me on this podcast every week. And make sure, please follow the podcast, share the podcast, rate the podcast, but the sharing is the most important part, as everything we do in Nikken is about sharing. So many blessings, everybody, and we'll see you in 2023. Bye for now. Thank you, Susan.